Hey Scorpio, how's it going? We are here with a timeless reading. Before we get started with the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with the highest good. We're starting off with the Hanged Man. There could be some plans that you're rethinking or rescheduling, or like something that you were going to do was like put off or delayed or put on pause. An assessment of your mind frame is happening here. It looks to get you to a better space. So you may have been struggling with something, especially too, like we're starting off with Neptune, and Neptune has to do with our mental health. It can, one of the many things that it's connected with. And to also have Pluto here too, which is your like ruling planet as well. And that also has to do with psychology too, and like the framework that you're seeing things within. There may be like a pivoting of your perspective that's happening here, but I'm getting that it's only going to happen through your effort of looking into something. And to have the Hanged Man, there may be something that you're trying to see like from a higher perspective to get to a better place, because you may be like, I'm really trying to get there, I'm just like not seeing the pathway there. But I'm seeing that it's going to be like revealed to, like, you're basically going to show it to yourself. That's what's going to happen here. And Six of Swords says that you're definitely like moving to a better space, especially mentally. So if you hadn't been feeling like that, that's what's going to be happening. But there may be something that feels like big or important to you that you're really thinking about currently. Can be a situation, feels like it's tied to a situation, something like that, an experience. I'm seeing you like really give this a lot of weight and a lot of attention right now, a lot of energy. Like you could feel a bit like in your thoughts and your emotions too. I'm seeing you thinking something over that's associated with like what you're even doing with your life. The way that the Emperor is coming out here, like there may be something that you're thinking about where you're like, what is my purpose? Like, what do I want to be doing? What do I want to really be like putting my time and my energy into and building within my life? But I'm also seeing that for some of you, there was like a model that you had. When I say model, I mean like a parent or a guardian, or like somebody that you saw growing up where you were like, that's what an adult looks like, or like that's what a leader looks like, or that's what so and so looks like, something that you would have maybe looked up to. But what I'm getting is that you're doing like a reevaluation or like a reassessment of this, where before, like you may have looked at people that symbolize the Emperor to you, which is like somebody that has their life together, somebody that gives good advice, they're like generally stable. It's like somebody that you look up to that feels like a father, like a grandfather figure, like some sort of like masculine figure for you within your life, where you're like, that person really knows how to hold it down. But to have the Hanged Man here, like there could have been expectations even that you put on yourself, or that you accepted, like a projection maybe from somebody else being like, this is what it takes to like be an adult, something like that. Where maybe those ideas that you had when you were younger, like now that you're getting older, you're like, maybe it's not exactly what I thought that it was. And I'm seeing that's what's being looked into here. So like whatever this is that you strive to be or have been striving to be, or like a role or a position that you want to play, how you want to be coming across, like the type of energy you want to be giving off, when you were like smaller, you may have been like, that's what I want to be. And now I feel like something has changed for you, or it is changing for you, and you're like, I don't know if that's what I want to be. I think I want to be like my own version of this. So I'm seeing something even get stripped down here, but it's because your perspective is expanding and growing, and you're understanding more like what's resonating with you, and also like what's true to you, what's authentic to you. So you're getting now into your deeper understanding of this, and like what it means to play that role, what it means to play that position. Like I see the Emperor as like a position, a role that we strive to play within our lives, where it's like, that's what I want my legacy to be, like that's what I want to be remembered for, like this is how I want people to perceive me, or like this is what I want to do on earth, or like this is part of my purpose. It's stuff like that. But Emperor is like especially how, like what you're doing physically, and also how you're coming across to other people, and like how you're touching the lives of other people, and how you're touching your own life. So I feel like this is connected with like what you want to be doing here. And before, you could have thought that you were going to do something else, and you're like, every time I start doing something, I just feel like this role doesn't fit exactly right. And so now I'm seeing you be on a mission to find that role that's going to fit right for you, that you feel like is genuinely like what you're meant to be stepping into. And it looks like that's what's happening here. So this feels kind of existential. So yeah, something may have happened to kick this off for you. Like, what is my life about? Like, what am I doing here? I'm seeing a choice that needs to be made too. It seems everybody, I feel like all the readings we've been doing lately, like within the last, this is the third day now, like a lot of them are having the Two of Swords, and this is like a choice point where we find ourselves. Like, what am I trying to do here? I'm seeing someone with a tattoo on their shoulder. Or on their upper arm. Wow, so interesting. The way that these cards come through. We have the Emperor, we have the Two of Swords, and then we have the Empress on the other side of it. And this can be like, do I want to go this way? Do I want to go that way? If this does have to do with like a role that you're stepping into, having the Emperor and also having the Empress, there can be a choice where you're like, do I want to step into something more Mars related, because the Emperor is Aries and Aries is ruled by Mars, or do I want to step into something more Venus related? Empress, Venus. And Venus and Mars are seen as counterparts as well, so there may just be something that you're trying to figure out here, but I don't think that you have to compromise so much. But maybe you feel like something that you've been doing, like it doesn't embrace like your femininity the way that you want it to, and that may be the way now, you know, like seeing that as something else that you want to incorporate into what you're doing, because all of us have feminine and masculine energy, right? Because it's just two different sides of the same coin. You don't only have masculine energy or only have feminine energy. Nobody does. It's just a balance. But yeah, what you had been doing, maybe it doesn't incorporate this feminine energy. The feminine energy would be like your receptivity and your ability to nurture and to care for things. And it also has to do with your creativity and what you want to express. And it's like the more sensitive side of things, the more intuitive side of things, you feeling like you're putting like your creations and like embodying that and producing that as well, and expressing that through the way that you're living your life. And so maybe you feel like you want more of that in your life, whether it's going to be like people that you're gravitating towards, or just in energy that you're going to be embracing more, where you're like, I feel like I was living my life this way and it didn't allow me to be maybe like susceptible to other people's emotions, or like empathetic, when I feel like I would have gotten more of a depth from being able to connect with that. And also too, just like connecting with the energy of Scorpio and the archetype of Scorpio. Like, Scorpio is such a deep feeling, like sensitive, intuitive, psychic energy. And sometimes it can be like a painstaking process to acclimate to that just because of how deeply we feel things. And it can be hard at times not to like close ourselves off, but we find that our life becomes more and more rich the more and more we stay open, because we really crave that intimacy and connection. And maybe whatever it was that you were doing before, it like wasn't allowing for that side of you to be stepped into. So I'm not seeing this as you being like picking your masculine or your feminine energy. I'm seeing this as being potentially like a more of an integration of your feminine energy. So you're still going to have that masculine energy of like getting things done, you know, and like self-control and discipline and hard work and being level like that. Being smart with what you're doing, being reserved when you need to, taking action when you need to. It's like you're still going to be doing all of that, but I'm seeing there's going to be now an integration of your feminine energy. So there's more receptivity, more listening, more processing, more feeling things out, opening up to your heart. So this feels like an additional role that's going to be played, if anything. But yeah, maybe there was a way that you, like if you hadn't been discouraged from it, you would have expressed yourself in that way. But maybe it was something that you learned, like, oh, it's not safe for me to do that. And so I have to like harden myself off in that way. But now I'm seeing you want to like open yourself back up to connect with that part of you again that maybe you haven't seen for a very long time. It's kind of like meeting an old friend again. And that's what you're learning to do. For those of you that do feel like you've been disconnected from this part of yourself, there can be people that you're seeing or connecting with that step into and embody that aspect of their energy in a fluid way, and you may be gravitating more towards those people. So whatever this is that you're aiming to like to channel more within yourself, more of yourself, you may be looking at examples of that, again, models, looking at examples of that, whether it be like people around you or like a character you're watching on TV or a character in a book that you're reading or somebody you're passing on the street and you're like, I feel like they're open to that channel within them of like this thing that I'm trying to embody, open up the channel of, so I can do that too, and like enact that frequency. That may be more what you're leaning towards right now, because it seems like examples are going to help you be able to find that path within you. So yeah, if it feels like these like feminine receptive energies that you're going to be moving towards, which will be like, yeah, nurturing and receptive, and in turn creative, because you may feel like you have been blocked off from that aspect of your own flow. Because when our feminine and our masculine is out of alignment, we get like blocked up emotionally, especially if we're like leaning too far into the masculine energy. It can be this like overly aggressive, like overcompensating, like wanting control and like not processing our emotions and bypassing, and like a lack of empathy and potentially seeing like how we can take advantage of other people, stuff like that. So now this is about you opening up your receptivity and like allowing those antennas to come up so you can feel that. So it's just you again, like embracing more of your own soul here with this. And it looks like whoever this is or whomever this is or wherever you're finding models of this, like that's what you're going to key into and be paying attention and be around more, because it's going to like bring it out within you. And you'll be able to like find the way through like observing this in others. And so that's what I'm seeing is going to be happening here. Because it may be something where you just need to be like reminded of finding the way, and then you're going to find how you express that personally. And that's what's going to happen here. I'm hearing dual expression, like D-U-A-L. Yeah, it's like research for you to manifest. I think for each of you, it's going to be different the way that this comes out. Like for some of you, it's going to come out as you like adopting an animal. For some of you, it's going to be like buying a plant and taking care of it. For some of you, it's going to be like taking voice lessons, playing an instrument, all the things that are related to Venus, creating art, any type of art, poetry, looking into the minds of other people, you know, psychology, stuff where you're like taking in the world around you and then expressing the way that that inspires you. And connecting with things in a way where you feel more connected, where you are like having that intimacy that you crave as well. To have the Page of Swords and to have the Magician, this is like doing your like field research that's happening. Because Page of Swords is like you, especially the way that this is coming out, Page of Swords over here is like you looking around and trying to find like the connection to this within your environment. Like, where is that I can see somebody and see the path that they found within themselves? And that can, it's like when somebody plays a guitar, the vibration of it that's happening within them, it's going to be able to like strike a chord within you. And that's how you're going to find the pathway. And so the cards were coming out like this. So this is you like finding people or models that are within this energy. And then that's what you're going to be manifesting yourself. So then you're going to be producing that yourself. But it's like you have to keep your eyes open and be looking around to find that first and be like, okay, that's what it looks like. But then to have the Magician, it's like, then you're going to take it and you're going to like make it yours with how you express it. This can also be too, like for some of you, you want to get into like creating art or something like that. And you're like, I feel like I haven't gotten in touch with that side. I feel like Mars, I'm connected with the more like mathematical side, even though like art is also connected with mathematics, like music and everything like that. But maybe you weren't seeing yourself as maybe producing the type of thing that you want to produce. And so you're going to go on more of the, like maybe you had been on more of the math side of things. Now you're going to go on more of the like chaos side of things. Again, just two different sides of the same coin, and now you're integrating that other side that maybe you felt you were really leaning hard on one side, and now they're going to come together to create like the overall picture. And right now I'm seeing you be on the lookout for like models of expression that are doing exactly that, so you can observe it and not copy, because I'm not seeing copying happening here, because Magician is an original energy. But this is you kind of seeing other people that are in that frequency or like making that sort of expression and being like, now what's my interpretation of that? And that's what you're going to be producing. That's what you're going to be creating. Okay? All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.